Today, I want to do something a little bit different. I haven't done it before. I am going to decorate my sketchbook. I have an ELO sketchbook. I've already started working in it. This is a 10 by 10. It's probably one of the most popular sketchbooks on social media right now. It like blew up. I've seen them. I watch a lot of Drawing with Waffles. She's definitely a huge inspiration to me. She uses them. They're her favorite, and she's always having a video where she decorates one, and I'm going to take a little bit of inspiration from that, but I'm also going to twist it up with a challenge for myself, and I will explain that in a minute. Typically, I don't decorate sketchbooks, especially because I usually buy a sketchbook like this one, which I really like. This is by Studio O. This is another one of my favorites. This I'm doing my children's book studies in, and so I have a different sketchbook for everything. Even my graphic novel. This is a Cottonwood, I believe. Yeah, Cottonwood Arts. I really like this one too, actually. And I've only decorated the cover with the name just so that because I'm literally doing the whole graphic novel at the moment in here. My character designs. And then you guys have seen some of these pages already if you're an Instagram follower of mine. So I do tend to work in several sketchbooks at once. I also, when I did June Tune, because I wanted to have some smaller pages, I worked in a Copic sketchbook, and I did all my June Tunes in this. So if you haven't seen that on Instagram, you should check that out too. And I still have a couple pages left, so I haven't finished. I was going to do my July Phi in there, but I wanted to do something a little bit bigger every July Phi, and so I started another Copic sketchbook. I know, I have a lot of sketchbooks going at once, which is not a bad thing. Hold on, wait, here we go. We'll get into some of these now. So these were from July Phi. I just wanted a little bit more room because I knew a lot of them were going to have more character. And I just felt like that was such a small space earlier when I did June Tune that I just really wanted to get a lot more character and bang for my buck in the page. This is another Copic sketchbook. It works really nice. Obviously, you can see with the Copic marker. And I used, in a couple places, I have some colored pencil in here, which is kind of fun. So anyway, that's a little bit of a sketchbook thing. With this, I thought it'd be really fun to challenge myself to keep a limited palette, which is something else I did with my summer campers. So I went on Pinterest and I had found a bunch of different little palettes and things. I printed them out, made them small, and then what I did was in my class, I turned them upside down, I shuffled them, and I let the kids all pick one, and they came up with a design using only those palettes, or the palette that they got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle some of these up. I'm going to flip them upside down, and I'm going to pick one at random. Actually, you know what might be fun is interacting with my Instagram. So maybe what I'll do is I'll put these down like this. I'll put numbers on them, and I'll have people vote on which number I should pick, not knowing what it is. That would be kind of fun. So I have like an extra. Well, I guess we'll leave that one off. So I'm going to write a number on the back of these, and I'm going to post them on my Instagram. So I'm going to let this, it's going to take a little bit of time, obviously, because I want voting. So I'll let people pick a number, and then whatever the most number is, I will use that one as my color scheme, and I'll come up with an idea to decorate my sketchbook. So I guess I'll be back in a few hours, but for you it'll probably be like not even a split second. So I took to Instagram and I put a little poll up for people to pick a number between 1 and 16, and nobody knew what they were looking at. They just saw this mystery, like, what is this book with all these numbers on it? So you guys helped me pick out my palette, and here is what you got. Number 13 was the most picked number. That's the palette we're going to be using. That's actually really pretty. It's like a geode. I'm not going to paint a geode, but I'm going to use these colors to come up with the drawing. So that's kind of neat. I'm seeing some coastal-y stuff, maybe a wave or something. I don't know. It's funny. I do that a lot in my job. So I don't know if I want to do that here. Maybe I want to do something else. I do tend to like food. I don't know. Let me see what I can come up with, but this is what we're going to use. So I know I said I was going to show you my sketches, but the video was kind of glitchy. It just wasn't working. So better that I show you how I sketched it on the board using a watercolor Neocolor 2 crayon. The best part about this is it can literally wipe off with a little bit of water using a towel. I don't scrub it. I just kind of add a little bit of water and just lightly wipe it off. I really enjoy this sketchbook. The surface of the sketchbook is leather. So it's not really leather. It's like a leather. It's beautiful though. It was really nice to work on, and I almost felt a little weird because I don't typically draw on sketchbooks like I said. But it was kind of fun to get like out of my element and do something a little bit different. But speaking of being in my element, I really did like the lettering and, being able to go back to doing these designs with lettering. And me, I love food. I want to add food in there if I can. I did get a new camera. You can see here the angle is different. So I'm going to be using this camera more often, especially for my overhead shots. I feel like it's much cleaner and crisper. So hopefully you'll be looking forward to that. But yeah, this was really fun for me. I like the color scheme. I really like a lot of color, so it was very tough for me to limit myself because as you can kind of see my palette peeking over, it's something I really like to do is put a lot of color in my work. But this was fun for me. It was a good challenge. I felt like it was important for me to try something different and get out of my comfort zone because that's the only way you grow and get better. So it was kind of fun too to pick a color scheme that I actually didn't know what it was, like a mystery, because then I really had to think. And I did cheat a little bit. I added some white. I think I say that again later in the video, but yeah, I added white in order to like bring up color so I can make different variations and tones. But yeah, I don't know, I think it's awesome. I had a lot of fun. Maybe you'll want to challenge yourself. The best place to find color schemes, by the way, is Pinterest. Just type in color schemes and they give you like these little swatches. It's great. So it's a really fun exercise. Maybe you'll want to challenge yourself to do something like this. And it doesn't have to be on your sketchbook. It can be in your sketchbook. It can be on a piece of paper. And you don't have to limit yourself to any particular sketchbook that I like. Find a sketchbook that you like. I can just tell you what I like from experience, but it doesn't mean it's the best one for you. So remember that. Coming to the end here, I'm just going to add a couple little highlights, and I gave myself the liberty of using a little bit of white to add to colors. My dogs are playing in the background. I apologize if you can hear it. They're good dogs though. So yeah, I think I'm not really crazy about this color, so I'm gonna change this. Yeah, that's better. I don't know why, I think the other color was too see-through or something. I just didn't like it. But yeah, so I think I can even add maybe a little bit of some line work with the paint marker if I really, really wanted to. But I like this. It's very me, and I feel like it's perfectly appropriate for my sketchbook. But between my lettering stuff that I love to do and the fact that I really love cake. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sure I'll have many more. This is just the beginning of the sketchbook sessions that I'd like to try to do very often. I might turn it into like a weekly thing and then have like a regular video drop. I don't know. I'm still playing around with some ideas, but I got a lot of great stuff. So I guess I'll see you back at the drawing board. If you liked what you saw, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I got lots of great stuff coming your way.